Hello and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are playing through the closing chapter on Koharu's route. Koharu's had some terrible days at school. She ended up meeting Haruki at the university campus, and they went back to his apartment. Even so,
一緒に飯でも作るか。まだ食べてないし。
Even so, things are different from the circumstances back then. There's still a future that we can share between us. And there's still a possibility that today will connect to tomorrow and extend into a future further beyond.
とりあえず、いつもカレー作れるくらいの材料なら揃ってるから。小春包丁使える？
ダメです。
ああ、使ったことないか。結構やってそうなイメージあったんだけど。
いえ、普段は使えますが、今日は嫌です。
なんで？
私が料理に集中しちゃって先輩を見ていられなくなるから。
Oh, so cute.
そんなの嫌です。だって時間がないのに、ただでさえ先輩の貴重な時間削ってるのに。
But Koharu has absolutely no intention of letting any unnecessary thoughts interfere with the short time we can spend together alone for the day.
じゃがいもの皮剥きながらだって話はできるだろ。
私、一つのことにしか集中できないんです。絶対に思いっきり無言になっちゃいます。
I can totally imagine that happening, actually. In her particular case, that is.
だから私、今日は先輩に集中してる必要があるんです。先輩は自由にしていただいても構いません。
それってどうすればいいんだ？
試験勉強しててもいいですよ。
俺が勉強してる間、小春は？
ずっとその横顔見てます。
Because that wouldn't be, like, distracting or weird at all.
思ったよりいいですね、それ。そしたら私、先輩にそれほど迷惑かけなくても。
そんなことできるか？
How is any of this doing what I want to do? You've not been allowing me to do what I want to do at all. As I thought, people who are used to directing others will inevitably come into conflict in situations like these.
小春が俺に集中するなら、俺も小春に集中するしかない。でないと気になってしょうがないだろ。
私に集中するんですか？
小春。
Since our eyes were focused on each other, it didn't take much time for the distance between us to disappear. Was Koharu the one who first closed her eyes, or was I the one who first touched her lips? Was I the one who stuck my tongue in first, or was she the one who wrapped hers around mine first? Every time Koharu speaks, the silver thread connecting our lips sways. Her sweet breath reaches my face. Her wet eyes reflect my ravenous face.
もっとしてください。今度は今の倍の長さで、その次はさらにその倍の長さで。
小春。
本当はね、これだけが目的だったんです。外じゃ集中できないから。
Knowing that she could only concentrate on only one thing at a time, she sought out a circumstance that would allow her to focus entirely on only one thing. Koharu's thought process wasn't wrong, but
その前に 一つ言っておくことがある。
何です？
これ以上やるとここで終われなくなる。
そうですか。
Her eyes widen in surprise, but they show no hesitation. We sit on top of the bed with my hands on her shoulders, in a position where I could push her down at any moment. Koharu still focuses on my eyes.
小春はどうなんだ？俺はどうしたらいい？
I think Koharu wants a distraction, honestly. This poor girl.
私に選択権を与えるんですか？
心の準備ができてないなら、
そうやって女の子に選択させるの、この人としてどうかと思います。
It's a very old-fashioned way of thinking.
けど、もし本当はそんな気なんかなかったら。
先輩がしたいようにすればいいと思います。私は後悔なんかしませんよ。
Still, being able to answer in such a logical manner shows how strong she is during critical moments.
俺はごめん、正直迷ってる。
Which is my weakness during this critical moment. Not logic, but emotions.
やっぱりおみそ先輩のこと。
それはずっと抱えてる。今までも、そして今からも。だから今は刹那のことじゃない。
じゃあ何なんです？
どうすれば小春が一番安心できるのか、そこがわからないから迷ってる。
私
もっと近づいて抱きしめるのがいいのか、今と同じ距離で見つめ続けるのがいいのか。
Or should I distance myself a bit more from her until both of our problems have been resolved?
今の俺には判断材料が足りないから。
Because Koharu doesn't talk about it. She doesn't tell me about just how much pain and suffering she's enduring and how exactly I should help her. Because, much like today, she's only shown me that mysterious attitude of hers.
先輩は自分がどうしたいってのはないんですか？
あるよ。
私の体欲しいって思わないんですか？そりゃ確かに胸は小さいけど、抱いても面白くないかもしれないけど。
No.
欲しいよ、小春の体。可愛いし、いろんなところ触りたいって思う。
だったら。
けど今、俺が一番したいのは小春が一番安心できるようなことだから。やっぱ優柔不断だって思うか？
I mean, we know that. It's not just our thoughts. We know that.
じゃあ私は先輩がもっと元気になるようなことをしたいです。
小春が笑顔を見せてくれれば俺は元気になれる。
先輩が元気になれば私は笑顔を見せます。
だから俺は小春が。
私は先輩が。
We exchange glances and suddenly start laughing. But right now, Koharu doesn't close her eyes, and I don't draw my lips closer to hers.
いつまでこんなこと続けるんでしょうね。
こんなことしてるうちに終電の時間になったりしてな。
While being amazed at each other's stubbornness, we understand that we are just being considerate to each other, bringing us to an impasse.
じゃあ先輩、平等に行きましょうか。
どうやって？
いっせーのせで。
あ
したいかしたくないか。
本気か？
いっせーの
で、ちょっと待て、まだ決めてない。
The pressure!
じゃあ早く決めてください。私はもう完全に決めてますから。
小春。
Her gaze is resolute. The way she was acting so intoxicated up until a while ago was extremely enticing, but it seems that she's returned to her usual class rep persona now. Women can really change like that in an instant, huh? They're really so...
そろそろいいですか？
待て、ちょっとの間だけ集中する。
早くしてくださいよ。
They're really so hard to understand.
じゃあ、行きますね。
わかった。
The 30 seconds of thinking time Koharu gave me didn't even feel like 3 seconds. Well, there's a possibility she cut the time short.
それじゃあ、いっせーの。
したい。小春が欲しい。
No.
え。小春。
私もです、先輩。春樹先輩。
Oh, this poor girl, man. I hope she's honest with him soon.
騙したな。
嬉しいです。やっぱり先輩の方からはっきり言ってほしかったもん。
嘘つき。この嘘つきめ。
Ooh, don't call her that. You're gonna bring up her trauma. We both fall over and hug on top of the bed. We're positioned in a way that allows us to start at any moment. And so, we begin. Alright, and I'll come back to you when it is a little more safe for work. So, see you soon! And welcome back! So, as you can imagine, Haruki and Koharu ended up having some adult time together. Nothing really that emotional came of it. It was just, it is what it is. So let's see what happens afterward.
重ね重ね。
The door of the bathroom is very thin, so I can hear her complaining about my selfish lower half.
でも、なんだかすごいな。こういうの。
こういうのって？
男の人に自分の下着まで手洗いしてもらってて、自分はのんびりとお風呂に入ってるって状況ですよ。
そりゃ全部俺が汚したわけだし。
Haruki, so kind.
そうですね。私、先輩に汚されてしまいました。心も体も、ついでに制服からショーツまで全部。
怒ってる？
いいえ、全然。ここまで責任取ってもらって怒るわけにいかないですよ。
なんとか明日までには乾かすから。
I've taken responsibility? How exactly have I done that? Well, you're doing the laundry, that's a start.
結局、止まらざるを得なくなりましたね。先輩の言う通り、家に電話しておいてよかった。
I can't really understand the true meaning behind her words, as usual, but her soothing, soft voice does put me at ease. After we finished, I filled the bath with hot water in a hurry, took Koharu, who had still been staring at the ceiling in a daze, and set her down in it. After I'd confirmed that Koharu had turned on the shower, I gathered the clothes she took off, brought them to the bathroom, and washed them with hot water and detergent. While doing this, I finally realized that I was actually completely naked. Wow, Haruki.
ねえ、先輩。先輩って結婚しても家事とかきっちりやりそうですよね。
I spilled a bit on the floor.
物臭な女の人はやめといた方がいいですよ。家事も仕事も大忙しで過労で倒れちゃいそう。
Boy, isn't that the truth?
何の話をしてる？
世間話ですよ。何か妙な誤解してません？先輩。
いや、別に一般的な解釈しかしてないぞ。
It's all right for me to misunderstand now, right?
先輩は 共働きはありな方ですか？それとも奥さんには家にいてほしい？
I feel like I've been given a lot of difficult questions for a while during this supposed small talk.
奥さんがたくさん稼いで俺が専業主婦するって選択肢もあるぞ。
Oh, house husband. Haruki would be so good at that.
先輩、仕事捨てられるかな？
そんなの働いてみなければわかんないだろ。俺まだ学生だし。
でも今のバイト先での働きぶりとか見てると、家でのんびりテレビ見ながら奥さんの帰りを待ってる先輩って想像できない。
Nah, it wouldn't be leisurely. He'd be like wiping the floorboards by hand. That's the kind of person Haruki is.
世の専業主婦を敵に回すなよ、予備軍。
Of course, there's no way I can imagine something like that happening to me either.
先輩ってイメージ的には仕事と家庭どっちを取るって聞かれたら平気でどっちもって答えそう。
ああ。
I can't deny that.
ね、だから早死にしないでね先輩。私そんなの嫌ですからね。
Why would Koharu hate something like that?
そのセリフそっくりそのまま小春に返してやるから。
Who am I kidding? As if I could bring myself to say that.
そうですね。私も気をつけないと。
After all, I absolutely wouldn't want Koharu to pass away before I do. This is such a serious talk. Even though it's no more than unreasonable, irrational feelings welling up inside me now, like a child breaking into tears upon being asked the question, what would you do if mommy died? By their own mother.
いい気持ち。なんだかこのまま寝ちゃいそう。
別に寝てもいいぞ。ちゃんとベッドに運んどいてやるから。
その時はよろしくお願いします。
お安いご用だ。何しろ小春軽いからな。
先輩はすっごく重かったですよ。
誠に申し訳ない。
But I'm glad I didn't make the wrong decision. Because Koharu is laughing right now. She's relaxed and letting me see her smiling face right beside me. With the way I am now, there's nothing else in the world that would make me more relieved. Or at least, that's how things should have been. Oh, White Album.
小春？おい、小春？落ち着け。大丈夫だから。ここは俺の部屋だから。
先輩。
No matter how tightly I embrace her, no matter how many times I keep telling her she's a good girl in order to soothe her. A single release of her explosive emotions violently overwhelmed Koharu. Finally, she whispered, "This is where I'm most comfortable," and buries her face into my chest, taking many deep breaths. I gently caress her disheveled hair as if to calm it, as she let out a truly happy sigh. Even as I embraced her tightly, even as I showed her my resolution, and even as I accepted her feelings, a deep wound, once wrought, just won't heal so easily, don't know, maybe time you have a serious talk with her about these things.
お邪魔しました。
Oy, these two. And then, dawn breaks. Koharu's eyes look somewhat swollen, but otherwise, she looks like her usual self. Wearing the uniform that had just dried while holding her bag with both her hands, she swiftly bows her head.
ゆうべはごめんなさい。いろいろと迷惑をかけちゃって。
そんなことは。
言うの忘れてた。私、暗くして寝るの全然ダメなんです。
That's a lie.
子供の頃から暗闇が苦手で、ふとしたことでスイッチが入ると、あんな風になっちゃうんです。
That's definitely a lie.
ただ、それだけのことです。
It was such an obvious lie, yet Koharu still kept insisting that it was simply a fear of the dark. Just like how I did yesterday.
もう少しゆっくりしてっても、今日は休みなんだし。
バイト入れてるから。
まだ開店まで2時間以上ある。ここからなら15分もあるわ。
一度家に帰って私服に着替えてから行きます。洗いたての制服なんかでそのまま行っちゃったら中川さんになんて勘ぐられるか。
なら家まで送る。
ダメですよ。試験中じゃないですか。
小春。
もう先輩甘いな。やめてください、そういうの。私どんどん弱くなっちゃいそう。
Had she become weak, or was she never all that strong to begin with? I've always thought of her as nothing but a strong girl when I first got to know her. That's the thing though with strong people. They look strong, but that doesn't mean on the inside they're not people with emotions. By the time she got involved with me, I'd also come to see her as a kind girl. And the moment she stood by my side, she's done nothing but cry and cry all the while.
試験頑張ってくださいね。私、次に先輩に会える日だけを指折り数えて、明日からまた頑張っていきます。それじゃ。
Koharu puts her sock-covered feet into her small leather shoes. She lightly taps the floor with the tip of her shoe, and when she finishes putting her shoes on, she slowly turns her back against me and reaches for the doorknob.
小春。
はい。
Oh, we haven't seen that expression before, but it's really beautiful and sad. Even when I called out to her, she didn't let go of the doorknob and replied without turning around.
こうなったことを後悔してないか？
してません。
俺と知り合わなければよかったって思ったことないか？
ありません。
冬が来る前の矢田さんと仲の良かったあの日に帰りたいって
思いません。
She responded to everything instantly. I barely even managed to finish my last question before she expressed how she felt without hesitation. Since she has her back to me, her answers hit the door before reaching me.
先輩は悲観的すぎます。
That came from a girl who couldn't stop crying last night for more than an hour.
こんな胸が潰れるくらい嬉しい痛みを知ってしまったら、もう元の私には戻れません。戻りたいとも思いません。
小春。
世の中が何もかもこのくらい思い通りにいけばいいのにってくらい今素敵な恋をしてるんですよ、私。
Why are you saying something so embarrassing? It's really not like you, Koharu. There's no way I can say that. And I absolutely don't want to say it either.
私の望みが叶ったから先輩の望みは遠ざかっちゃったかもしれないですけどね。
俺の望みは夕べ叶ったよ。
ありがとうございます。
I don't know. That seems a little Because last night, yeah, it was love, but I don't know. Koharu's... I don't know how to express what I'm thinking. It's just a little bit pervy. Perhaps it's because Koharu firmly believes that she's responsible for all this, that she's not saying anything. Perhaps it's because of love that she wants to shoulder everything herself. And yet it's exactly because of this love that she doesn't want me to be burdened either. And if that were really the case, it'd only be a clash of our egos, of wanting to do this for the other's sake. Both of us are selfish and stubborn, but we think about each other more than anyone else. More than anyone else?
さよなら。
小春。
As I opened the door, Koharu was there. That much was obvious. But I was so glad that I could catch her, that I hugged her small body tightly and took her lips by force.
先輩。ここ、外。
行ってこい。気をつけてな。
Because I didn't like the way she gave her parting greeting. I just didn't want her to say the word goodbye, regardless of what it would mean.
行ってきます。
あ、
行ってきます。
行ってらっしゃい。
行ってきます。
Aww. Itekimasu in Japanese, you can't translate it exactly, but it's meant to be like, I'm gonna go, but I'll be back later. So, her saying that is really kind of meaning that she will be back to Haruki's apartment this time. Really meaningful, really cute.
またな、小春。
When I embraced her, I noticed her uniform was slightly wet, but even so, the smile that Koharu last showed me was so dazzling that it dispelled the chill of the winter morning.
おい、待てよ杉浦。授業終わったら一瞬で消えるんだもんな。
小木さん。
まだ最後のホームルーム残ってるだろ。そりゃあもう出席は取らないけど。
私に話しかけない方がいいよ。小木さまでまずいことになるかもしれない。
Oh, that's so sad.
まあいいや。話は変わるけど、杉浦さ、うちの姉ちゃんのことを知ってるよな。ほら、前に学園祭ライブの DVD 見たじゃん。覚えてない？ほら、姉ちゃんがボーカルで、東間和沙がキーボードで。
Oh, she is well aware.
それがどうかしたの？
な、日曜日空いてるか？
バイト。
実は次の月曜が姉ちゃんの誕生日でさ。
さっきから一つも話がつながってないんだけど。
日曜にうちの姉ちゃんの誕生日パーティーやるんだけど、よかったら来ないか？ほら、つながった。
なんで？
姉ちゃんの大学の友達とかもいろいろ来るんだよ。だからそんな構えずに気軽にさ。
その大学の友達が呼べって言ったの？私を小木曽先輩の目の前に。
何言ってんだ杉浦。
あんたこそ何言ってんのよ。
だからパーティー来ないかって。ただそれしか言ってるつもりはないけど。
じゃあどうして私なの？
委員長つながりでいろいろとお世話になってるから。じゃあダメか？
Oh, he's trying. He just doesn't understand the situation.
杉浦？
ごめん、大木曽。妙に勘ぐっちゃってた。私、最近ちょっと性格悪くって。
大した姉じゃないけど、料理はそこそこうまいし、東間和沙の話なんかもしてくれるかも。
うまいんだ、料理。
それに杉浦、上受かってるだろ。みんな先輩たちだから、いろいろとためになる話も聞けるかもしれないぞ。
そうだね。
だろ？だから日曜日、夕方の5時から。
ごめん、本当にバイトなんだ。
そうか。
お姉さんによろしく伝えといて。おめでとうございますって。
うん、わかった。
さよなら。また来週。
あ、またな。なんだ？
学校の中で挨拶したの。なんか久しぶりだなって。
Man, I wish Takahiro would. I don't know if he could actually fix anything, but as the class rep, you know, I would just wish he would have said something. Anyway, we'll stop there for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this chapter of Koharu's Route, and I'll be back with more shortly. So until then, I hope you take care. See you!